Hi, Tom from BK Nutrition, and today you're going to learn about the best cardio for burning body fat. Now, this is a topic which a lot of people talk to me about. What's the best cardio? What's the best workout for building body fat? For burning body fat even. And the fact is that most people get this really the wrong way around. What they think about is that when they go on a diet or when they're looking to get into shape, they're normally thinking about this combination. First of all, they've got to restrict their foods to create a calorie deficit. For most people, this is cutting out all the foods they like, which leaves them with all the foods they hate, which makes no sense whatsoever. And then they eat that for a bit, but they also then do a cardio type workout plan. So they do their normal workout in the gym, and then they've got to do some slow, boring, steady state cardio, which numbs your brain. And you basically hate it because you've done a workout, you're already in a calorie deficit, so you're already feeling a bit tired, and now you've got to get on the treadmill or get on the bike or cross trainer. And incidentally, cross trainer I would say is the worst cardio you could possibly ever do because it's just literally floating in air, moving your arms and legs. You could do that at home, watching TV or something. You don't need to do a slow, steady state cardio, but people do that because they think they have to get into the fat burning zone, which incidentally, like if you look on a bit of a gym kit and they'll say, oh, here's the cardio zone, here's the fat burning zone, it's absolute rubbish. They're basing that on heart rate. And it's absolutely such an outdated concept. The fact that, yeah, okay, you might burn more fat as fuel at that rate, but that's not body fat burning. That is just fat as fuel. And here's the kicker: if you are an exercising person, if you are someone who does exercise regularly, then you're going to have more enzymes in your muscles to release something called iron tags, which is intramuscular triglycerides. That's the fat that the body holds in your muscles, not body fat, in order to allow you to exercise at a higher rate. It's a good thing. We all have fat in our muscles. Even massively obese people have it. Really fit people have it. And the reason why it's in the muscles is so that if you're exercising at a high rate, is very quickly your body can access those fat stores in order to turn them into energy. So it's a good thing that you've got fat in your muscles. It's not body fat. It actually makes your muscles look a bit fuller and a bit tighter. It's a good thing that you've got them. But if you exercise at a high level regularly, you're going to have more enzymes to be able to release those fats and then turn them into energy. So you become more fat adapted or more fat efficient, whatever you want to call it. So actually, if you're very exercised, then doing this low intensity steady state cardio on a treadmill for an hour at a time, you're actually just going to be tapping into those intramuscular triglyceride stores, those iron tag stores. You're not going to be going to your body fat stores for that. So let's get that out of the way right from the start. You know, if you're getting on the treadmill in order to burn body fat, you are not going to do that unless you are super obese, because obese people who don't exercise regularly, they don't have those enzymes or enough of those enzymes to make use of it, so they have to go to their body fat stores, it makes them incredibly inefficient, which is why as you exercise over time you get fitter, as the body gets used to producing more of these enzymes. But really obese people, yeah, they can burn more body fat when they're getting on the treadmill, but because their exercise output is low, that's going to be a low amount of body fat that they burn, so it's a bit ironic. Let's talk about also contest ready bodybuilders who are incredibly low levels of body fat. Now they might benefit from doing more low intensity steady state cardio, and the reason for that is they are so tired because they're in such a very low, normally low carbohydrate state, normally energy depleted state to get to that low level of body fat. I've been at that state. It's not nice. You don't want to be doing HIIT workouts or anything else at that point. You're doing your workout, you just about got through your workout. Now you got to do a bit of cardio, so yeah, you just generally walk on the treadmill or something like that, but you are in a low body fat state. So because of that, it's more likely that you're going to be creating this calorie deficit, but it's very unlikely that you're going to be burning more body fat during that workout. But what it does is, because you're doing this low intensity cardio where you're burning up more calories and you're in a massive calorie deficit anyway from your diet, it's another way of burning calories up. So on the one end, you've got really obese people who might burn more body fat as a result of low intensity cardio, but that's going to be a very low amount of calories. And then you've got contest ready bodybuilders at the other end of the scale who are really fit, or I say fit's the wrong word, but they exercise regularly, and they do have the capacity to burn up these iron tags, but also they're in a massive calorie deficit, so they haven't really got the energy to be smashing out a load of, say, HIIT stuff. They just haven't got the motivation to do it. Now, everybody else in between who is in a moderate level of body fat, who exercises regularly, who is not in a really severe calorie deficit, and I appreciate that people who are doing diets actually probably are in a massive calorie deficit because they're doing the wrong diet, but they also have a fair amount of body fat to burn. You know, those sorts of people, you can really benefit from actually looking at what you're doing in terms of your cardio and thinking, how can I be more productive in what I'm doing? Is it a good use of my time to sit there on a treadmill for an hour doing cardio just to burn up 200-300 calories? Because I don't know about you, but I don't have an extra hour after I've done an hour of weights to be just sat in the gym doing an hour of walking or an hour of slow bike or cross train or something like that. I just don't have that time. You know, if you've got all the time in the world, you know, if you've got no money worries, you don't have to earn money, you don't have to go and see your family. If you're all those things, then fine, just crack on and do it. If you enjoy doing it, then fine. If you factored it into your day as part of your enjoyment stuff, then fine. But most people I talk to don't like doing cardio. They don't like sitting there for an hour trundling through really low intensity cardio just to burn calories. And that's the reason they're doing it, is just to burn calories. And the other thing is that sort of training is not really challenging your heart at all. The only thing you're doing there is a calorie burning exercise. So it's not productive in terms of your time. It's also not productive in terms of your overall fitness. You know, you're not challenging your heart to be more cardiovascular fit. You're just burning calories. Now, what I would suggest is to rethink this whole thing that you're doing here. Now, about a year ago, at the time of filming this video, about a year ago, we were in lockdown in the UK, and my coaching community were like, well, we've got some equipment at home, but we don't have access to gyms, so we can't go to the gym. So what I did is I said, right, every week, twice a week, we're going to get together on Facebook, and we're going to do a workout together. So what I put together was something called Get the Kettle On, which is a kettlebell HIIT workout, which is about 25 minutes long. If you want to see some of these, I'll put a link to the playlist at the end of this video, but it's basically just 25 minutes of, I suppose, HIIT training, but let's be honest, I'm not that level of fitness where I can dance around for an hour and smash it. I just haven't got that level of fitness. I'm a bodybuilder primarily. I don't have that level of super fitness, and most people in my coaching community aren't at that level of super fitness. Some are, some aren't. Most people are looking to transform their bodies, and they have very little time to be able to do it because they're very busy people. So what I devised was this 25-minute workout, which was basically just sets. So we do, like, say, 10 reps or 30 seconds on an exercise, maybe go into another exercise or whatever. Normally we'd exercise for around about, I don't know, let's say 2 to 3 minutes, and then we'd have like 30 seconds to a minute rest or something. Now that worked really, really well. But the other thing was, it was interesting, it was exciting, because the workouts changed ever so slightly every time. So on one day we'd have like the card game, which you would pick up a card, right, that corresponds to this exercise. We do that exercise for 30 minutes or 10 reps or 15 reps or whatever. And then at the other time we would have like what I would call the 500 workout, which is basically like 500 reps in 25 minutes. So we would do, say, five exercises, 10 or 15 reps or whatever of each, have a 30-second rest, and then we'd do another 5 exercises, 10, 15 reps, whatever of each, and then we'd end up with 500 reps at the end. Now that took about 25 minutes. Both the card game and the 500 took about 25 minutes. The key thing here, though, was the heart rate was massively up, because you're repping out with a weight for consecutive, like, 50 reps at a time. That's a lot of weight to be lifting, as in terms of volume of weight, and of course that's going to get your heart rate up. Now we could have done star jumps or jumping jacks or, you know, press ups or whatever else, and we do press ups in the workout, but we could do the body weight stuff. But the thing is, with body weight stuff, it's just really not interesting. You know, for most people to do body weight workouts, it's okay, but it's not really interesting, and it doesn't challenge you in terms of resistance, doesn't challenge your muscles enough. So this is why we got the kettlebell. I only use a light kettlebell, a 10 kilo kettlebell. That's not going to challenge me on 1 rep maxes or anything like that, because it's a light kettlebell. But the thing is, it challenges my muscles. They have to lift the weight, albeit a light weight, very, very fast for you know, an extended period of time, which is far and away from my normal bodybuilding workouts, where although I do some high volume stuff, I actually would probably rep out for about, let's say, 30 seconds or something, then have a rest. But what I'm trying to do in my bodybuilding workouts is grow as much muscle as possible and burn some calories as well. What I'm trying to do in my kettlebell workouts is increase my cardiovascular fitness and lift some weights and burn some glycogen and burn some calories as well. So there's two different approaches here. And when I talk in my 6 principles about, I talk about moving with purpose. It's not eat less, move more. It's eat smarter, move with purpose. What am I doing with this exercise? If I was on a treadmill for an hour, what's my purpose there? My purpose is to burn calories. But what I'm missing out on, I'm not challenging my muscles. I'm not telling my body that I want a more muscular physique. I'm not telling my body I want to get fitter. I'm just telling it to walk for a bit. You know, that's not going to improve your fitness, not to the extent that burning up your heart rate is going to do. So Get the Kettle On was devised to increase cardiovascular fitness, also challenge the muscles ever so slightly, also send a signal to the body that we want a more muscular physique as well as a leaner physique, and also burn more calories, and finally do that in a very efficient time period. 25 minutes, most people have 25 minutes that they can take out their day to do that, especially if you're weight training as well, because weight training takes about an hour and 20 minutes from start to finish. You haven't got another 45 minutes, or most people don't have another 45 minutes after that. Or if they do, they're staying in the gym for like 2.5 hours. Now, if you've got a family or you've got a busy business or something like that, you know, that's really going to put a tax on the amount of time that you can spend in the gym and the amount of effort you can put into it. And what I found when I was talking with a lot of my clients was they were actually cutting short their weights workouts in order to get their cardio done, which is all really backward thinking, because you need to stimulate as much muscle growth as possible, because that in the long term is going to allow you to burn more calories in your workout and also to look better. So they were cutting their weights workout short so they could get in their hour of steady state cardio. And so what was happening was they were actually not enjoying the process, because, I've got to cut my weights down in order to get my cardio in. And that's just not the right approach. You know, the weights is more important. We need to do that to build our muscles up, build our body up. And the cardio is an addition at the end. And if we can make more efficient use of that cardio, as in with a kettlebell HIIT workout or something like that, rather than walking for an hour, then we're out of the gym in a shorter space of time. We can get on with our life, go and see our family, going back to our meetings, whatever we're doing. It's a more efficient use of the time. So what I would challenge you to look at is do you enjoy doing your cardio? Do you enjoy walking on a treadmill for an hour? Now, some people do. You know, some people come to my gym, they got their Netflix and everything else. They just want to engage in the community, walk a bit, chat to their mate, get on it. That's fine, absolutely fine if you're doing that. But also, just remember what you're neglecting by doing that regularly. You know, if you're not increasing your heart rate regularly, if you're not challenging yourself with weights on a regular basis, you're not sending the optimal signals to the body that you want a more muscular, leaner physique. You are sending signals to the body that you want to burn some calories and you want to be, I suppose, fitness because you can walk for, you know, an hour at a time. But most people can walk for an hour at a time. It's not challenging you in terms of your cardiovascular or your fitness levels. What you're doing with a short HIIT workout for 25 minutes is you are challenging your heart rate, you are challenging your fitness levels, you will get fitter as a result, and eventually that's going to benefit your weight training because you can put more into your workouts because you don't fatigue faster. You're going to be able to build up a way in your body of disposing of lactic acid faster, and that is an essential, especially if you're doing like drop sets or supersets or something like that. Lactic acid buildup can be one of the big things that stops you not actually failing through the weights. It's actually the burn in the muscle that stops you. So I have noticed the benefit from doing the HIIT cardio or the kettlebell cardio in my weights workouts. I'm now more productive in my weights workouts. I can do more in my weights workouts. You know, it's just I just find that there's a more, I suppose, productive workouts in general from doing HIIT cardio rather than steady state. I'll never go back to doing treadmill for an hour. I'll never go back to doing CrossFit for an hour. It's just boring. It's a waste of my time. I've got so much other things to do. I don't want to be sat on a treadmill for an hour. I've already been in the gym for an hour. You know, I've stamped my card. I've said yes. I've made a statement that I'm a more muscular person. I want to be building my body up. I want to be a bodybuilder who's lean and in shape. And the kettlebell cardio, which I do away from my weights workouts, that's sending another signal on a separate time. that I want to be fitter as well. So just have a think about, you know, what sort of signals you're sending. Are they the right signals for the body that you want? You know, if you're looking to build a more muscular, leaner physique in the fastest time as possible, I can pretty much guarantee that doing slow state, steady state cardio is not going to help that as much as, say, doing short intermittent HIIT cardio. But you know, it's whatever you like doing, and if you like doing that sort of stuff, that's fine. Personally, most people I spoke to do not like doing low intensity steady state cardio. They absolutely hate it. So that's why I devised this alternate. Like I said, there are some free workouts you can do, which I'll pin at the end of this video. And I hope that you have a look at yourself and think, is there a more productive way I can exercise to get the body I want? Because absolutely everyone in my coach community who is doing these workouts are seeing the benefit, and they are really enjoying their cardio. And that means they come back and do it more often, and they associate getting into shape with an enjoyable experience rather than, oh, I've got to do cardio now because I'm dieting. Okay, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, share it around if there was something that you felt was relevant to someone else you know. And as always, thanks for your time. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.